Breaking news. Bryan Christopher Kohberger has an alibi. Yes, suspected serial killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger says on the night 4 beautiful Idaho students were brutally murdered, he was out gazing at the moon and the stars. His defense says there was no stalking. There was no motive, meaning there was no murder. I say there's no way. Let's find out right now. Happy Terror Tuesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana, Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that y'all like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification button so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. I hope y'all have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best. And y'all are ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And I want to know, are y'all drinking that water? Are y'all getting those tickers up? Are y'all going for brisk walks? Are y'all taking the stairs? Are y'all staying hydrated? Remember, being healthy is the key to having a good day, especially if you do some brisk exercises in the morning, just going for a 20-30 minute walk, getting those tickers up, feeling amazing. It will, I promise you, it will make you have the best day ever if you get some exercise throughout the day. And don't forget to drink your water, stay hydrated, have glowing skin so y'all can all stay looking gorgeous forever. Because I know y'all are all gorgeous. Y'all are all watching me right now and feeling fabulous. And I want to know, what are y'all plans for this summer? What are y'all doing? Are y'all going to the Grand Canyon? Are y'all going to the beach? Are y'all going to Hawaii? Are y'all going to Florida? What are y'all doing this summer? Maybe some of y'all going out of the country. I want to know y'all plans. As y'all all know, in June, I'm going to Miami. And in July, I'm going to Hollywood, California to climb up the Hollywood Hills and see the Hollywood sign. I'm so excited, and I'm going to take y'all on that journey with me on July 19th for my birthday. And let's see who we're talking about today. Drum roll, please. Suspected serial killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger. Yes, Bryan Christopher Kohberger says he has an alibi. And after almost 2 years, guess what his alibi is, y'all? He was out gazing at the moon and the stars on the night 4 beautiful Idaho students were brutally murdered. That is his alibi. Is it an alibi or not?
Official alibi claims, quote, Mr. Kohberger was out driving in the early morning hours of November 13, 2022, as he often did to hike and run and or see the moon and stars. He drove throughout the area south of Pullman, Washington, west of Moscow, Idaho, including Wawawi Park. To further solidify his alibi, Kohberger said he plans to offer testimony from a CSLI expert to show that he was south of Pullman and west of Moscow at the time of the murders and that he did not travel east on the Moscow-Pullman Highway in the early morning hours of November 13, 2022.
Gazing at the moon and the stars? I highly doubt that is true, but hey, that's just my personal opinion. Y'all go form your own opinion, do your own research. Could it happen? Absolutely. But at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah, I guess it could happen because, you know, if we go and look at the moon and the stars, that would be the perfect time because it's in the middle of the night. It's quiet. It's calming. It could happen. The defense is saying also that suspected killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger did not know any of the victims, which means no motive, which means no murder. But do y'all remember earlier in the case, they said there were screenshots supposedly that he was friends with Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan? Now is that not true? I'm so confused. And you remember cell phone evidence showed that he was near the house 12 times before the murder? Was he just driving around? We don't know. That's why I'm so ready for this trial to start on June 8th, because I want to know what is going on. What is happening? Who are they going to bring to the stand? Because remember, when you have to provide an alibi, you most of the time have to provide witnesses. So are there going to be witnesses to come forward? I highly doubt it. But hey, you never know. And if Bryan Christopher Kohberger did not know the victims, the defense is saying that there's no way, if he didn't know them, why would he murder them? And I'm going to squash that right there. And I'm going to bring up Theodore Robert Bundy, aka Ted Bundy, who in 1976 or 77, I'm not sure, I don't remember the date, he broke in to a sorority house at FSU and brutally attacked 4 women in a matter of 15 minutes. 2 were pronounced dead. 2 other ones just sustained horrible injuries, horrible injuries, brain injuries. Could it happen? Yes. Did Ted Bundy know these victims? Absolutely not. He just went on a killing spree. So could someone have broken into the King Road house and brutally murdered 4 students just because? Absolutely. It has been done. Do I think that happened? No. This is my opinion. I think whoever did this, let's just rule suspected killer Bryan Kohberger out of the picture. Whoever did this crime, in my opinion, knew exactly the layout of the house, knew somebody in that house, and has even been in the house, knew the layout. Something was going on. I do not think someone was just walking by like Ted Bundy and walked in the house and just decided to have a killing spree. That's just my personal opinion. And do y'all remember it was also said that supposedly he was back around that area at 9 o'clock in the morning, the morning of the murders? He went back over there, supposedly. I cannot wait for this case to get started. Let's discuss the weather conditions on the night of November 13th, 2022. It was said the weather conditions, it was very foggy that night, very icy, very overcast. So what exactly was suspected killer Bryan Kohberger looking at? Did he have a special telescope? It could happen. Did he know exactly what he was looking for? Yes, it could happen. That, we don't know. If we don't know about moon and the stars, I mean, it might be a good night on an icy, foggy, overcast night to look at moon and the stars. I don't know. But in my opinion, no. But you know what else I was thinking about? It would be a really good idea? If there was some kind of way they can recreate exactly what the sky looked like that night to show the jury. So the jury can know exactly what he was looking at. Because if they can recreate it in some kind of way, could he really have been looking at the moon and the stars even if he had a special telescope? Is there something that he can see? I'm very curious to see what are they going to say about the conditions that night. And guess what, y'all? The judge is not even buying the alibi. The judge made a comment, a so-called alibi. I don't think anybody's buying this alibi, but again, it could happen. Now, let's talk about cell phone data, because we all know that a cell phone does not lie. Surveillance cameras do not lie. People lie. So they're going to bring some kind of cell phone expert in and around, because even if your phone is turned off, I did not know this. I learn something new every day. Even if your cell phone is turned off, but it's on you, it's still pinging towers. It is still pinging towers. I did not know that. So they're going to know exactly where suspected killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger was on the night of November 13th. Another thing, this is my opinion. Y'all go form your own opinion. I just thought of this. The defense is, I think, going to say this was a criminologist and a PhD student. He knew a lot about the criminal world, just like I think I do from the couch. But I think they're going to say, do y'all really think the defense is going to tell the jury, do y'all really think that if he committed this horrible crime that he would take his cell phone with him? Don't y'all think he would leave it at home if he knew he was going to commit this murder? No, not necessarily. Even though he was very intelligent, suspected killer Bryan Kohberger could have said, I'll just turn my phone off, not knowing that your cell phone can still be pinged at all these towers. And another thing, I'm sure there was some kind of navigation in the car that can show exactly where he was. I don't know, in this 2015 Elantra. I don't know. Could there be? We're going to find out when all the evidence comes. But it's going to be very hard for cell phone evidence to lie, because it doesn't lie. People lie. They can know exactly where he is. Another thing, I wonder, my opinion again, I wonder if they're saying his phone was off because he actually had no service, because he was in this park looking at the moon and the stars in the middle of nowhere. Are they going to say that? Is the defense going to come back and say, oh no, his phone wasn't off? Oh no, he was out gazing at the moon and the stars and just didn't have service in the middle of the desert, the park, wherever. I thought about that. I wonder if the defense is going to use that. Another thing, did y'all know that the only time your cell phone cannot track you is if you remove the battery from your phone? Every other time, even if it's off, even if it's in airplane mode, your phone will still ping towers. Now, another thing, the towers. Let's talk about the cell phone towers. Can you still, even I think between his house and the King Road house where the murder took place, I don't know, it was like 8-10 minutes away. It wasn't far. Can different towers pick up exactly where he was that night? And the answer is yes. Every tower picks up a different location. So even though they were like 10 miles away from each other, other towers will ping and won't stay on that one tower. So the only time your phone is not tracking you is if you take the battery out. Yo, I don't even know where the hell the cell phone battery is to take the damn battery out. And can we prove that the suspected killer, Bryan Christopher Kohberger, turned his cell phone off? Yes, we can track his every move. But who turns their cell phone off at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while they are driving? What if there's an emergency? In my personal opinion, I wouldn't do that in case there was an emergency. What if I got in a wreck, or what if my car stopped and I had to say, hey, sorry, call 911? I know for a fact, if I'm leaving my house at 2:45 in the morning, I am not turning my cell phone off. In fact, I rarely turn my cell phone off unless I'm on a plane or I'm ordered to. If there's some kind of school event at the girls' schools, yes, I would turn my cell phone off. But I'm not just going to turn it off for no reason at 2:45 in the morning. But was there a reason? And has he done this before? Has the suspected killer gone look at the moon and the stars before? We have heard that he was a night owl. We have heard that he was up vacuuming or something. It was said by one of the neighbors he was up all night. Yes, he could have been up all night gazing at the moon and the stars. But why would you turn your cell phone off? What was the reason to turn the cell phone off? That's just my personal opinion. I'm not going to turn my cell phone off. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about, the main thing that the defense is going to have trouble with, remember this number, $5.3 5.37, is it 37? Yes, 5.37 octillion is that the DNA that it cannot be anyone else except Bryan Christopher Kohberger. But his DNA was found on that snap of that knife sheath, okay? I don't even think there's 5 octillion people in this world. Yo, that's like 27 zeros after the 5.37. I'm going to demonstrate something for y'all right now, okay? It was said that the snap, this is all I have with the snap. I don't really have anything with snap. Okay, was found right here. His DNA was found right here on this snap. You know, when you open something, especially a knife, our DNA is going to be on this snap. Why was it there? Why was the DNA found right there? Because he opened up the knife sheath to take out the knife. The defense could say, I'm just throwing this out there. They could say, well, the suspected killer went to a knife show and saw this K-bar knife and took it out and held it, and his DNA was left on that knife sheath, and somebody else came and bought that knife and you know, used it, but Bryan Kohberger's DNA is still on it. They can say whatever they want to dispute it, anything that they want. And they could also say that the suspected killer had been in the house before. But now they really can't say that because the defense is saying he didn't even know the victims. So they can't say, was DNA just happened to be in the house? So I'm getting confused on how they're going to put all of this into place. But I'm very curious of what the defense is going to say. Another thing, if it's someone else that committed these murders, why isn't other murders taking place? What I'm trying to say about that is serial killers need to feed. I'm not talking about physically feed. I'm talking about they have to feed. They have to kill again. It is something they do, especially when you kill 4 people. You want that thrill again in this. I'm talking about a serial killer in their mind to know they got away with it. They will kill again and again and again. But no one has been murdered around that area. Or have they been? My final thought, y'all know I always give y'all my final thought. My final thought is, in my personal opinion, I think that suspected killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger was trying to commit the perfect murder, in his case, the perfect murders, and he was trying to get away with it. He thought he committed the perfect murder, but in my opinion, there is no such thing as a perfect murder. There is too much in technology today to get away with anything. I mean, like I always say, if someone wants to commit murder, just leave your driver's license, your ID at the scene, because they're going to find you. They're going to know who you are. There is no such thing as a perfect murder. I'm sure some of y'all are saying, yes, there is. And yes, there could be. It is very hard now. Another thing I don't understand is, if he had all of this, he was dressed all in black, whoever the killer was was dressed all in black, mask, outfit, everything. Why wasn't he wearing gloves? Because if his DNA was found on the knife sheath, why wasn't he wearing gloves that night? Or was he? Was he wearing gloves and maybe sweat? Anything can get on that knife sheath. Another thing, if that is the alibi the defense came up with, if that is the alibi suspected killer Bryan Christopher Kohberger is saying he did, I think he's going to have to do better than that. That's just my personal opinion. And I want to know if there's going to be witnesses there. Is there going to be a witness that is going to come forward and say, yes, he has done this before, I have seen him do this before, or was somebody with him that night? In my opinion, no. I think he's going to come up with that all by himself. I am very curious to know what is going to go down at that trial in June. And like I told y'all, I am doing whatever it takes to get to that trial in June. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of lottery to get inside, but I want to be there for the entire trial, and I want to take y'all with me, and I'm going to go play by play what happens in that trial every single day. And I hope it's going to be televised. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, we are going to talk about it every single day. I'm going to go step by step and tell y'all exactly what happens in this trial. I hope y'all like today's video. I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. I just want to thank y'all again for all the love and support. Thank y'all so much for supporting me, watching my videos. And again, always stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. And know that I love each and every one of y'all. Bye.